10 years ago, Dcrd launched with a bold vision to create a cryptocurrency where the community truly has a voice. Unlike other digital currencies where a small group makes all the decisions, Dcrd pioneered a hybrid system that combines mining with stakeholder voting, giving coin holders real power over the network's future. Over the past decade, Dcrd has remained committed to decentralization, security, and sustainable governance. The project has weathered market cycles, implemented groundbreaking features, and built a loyal community of supporters who believe in its mission of creating a better financial system that respects privacy and sovereignty. As we celebrate this milestone, Dcrd stands as a testament to what's possible when innovation meets community-driven development. Here's to 10 years of building the future of money and to many more to come. Bison Wallet version 1.0.5 has been released. This release focuses mainly on updating dcrwallet and DCR mixing to version 5. It also includes testing for VSPD and added a language fallback to prevent crash on unsupported locales. Also on the DEX, the developers have added a UI to the wallets page that allows users to bridge EVM assets between chains like ETH, POL, and Base. The UI will display the bridging fees users will incur. They added default Politeia public keys from network parameters to Treasury keys, added a proposals tab to the UI so users can actively view Politeia proposals. Work is also being done to allow stakers to vote on Politeia proposals from within Bison Wallet, and added a Seago Monero wallet. Node atomic swap functionality isn't ready yet, however the goal at first is to allow users to simply hold XMR in Bison Wallet, making it a more attractive multi-coin wallet. There were also a number of bug fixes and optimizations. Dcrd Change Proposal 13 has been activated. The Change Maximum Treasury Expenditure Policy activated at block 1,052,416 with a 99.98% approval rating. 63% of voters voted yes, and 37% abstained. In total, 24,454 tickets voted out of a required 4,032. The old expenditure policy limited Treasury payouts per policy window to the total amount of income received by the Treasury in the same window in addition to a 50% increase. This consensus alteration changes the maximum expenditure policy of the Treasury account to be limited to 4% of the total available Treasury per month. Just another smooth consensus upgrade for Dcrd, leading the way for decentralized governance. Dcrd Wallet version 2.1.2 and 2.1.3 were released addressing fixes with mixing and VSP interactions. Mixing no longer ceases to function after network syncers are recreated following the loss of the network connection. The VSP client no longer creates invalid requests when updating the Treasury policy through different JSON RPC methods. Mixing wallets now validate all mixing vector dimensions and blame peers who submit messages with incorrect dimensions. You can update to the latest software by downloading Dcrd version 2.1.3. Dcrd has gained a few new listings. The centralized exchange Bitmart has added a DCR USDT spot pair, and the same for a Chinese-based exchange called BitUnix. As always, you should have caution when using centralized exchanges to hold your coins and money, not your keys, not your coins. The Perpetuals exchange Gtrade and Voy have listed a Dcrd futures pair DCR-USD. Note that these exchanges don't support the trading of Dcrd itself and use stablecoins like USDC as collateral. This is not a valid way to buy or sell Dcrd, but it does allow traders to use leverage to bet on the Dcrd price without having to hold Dcrd itself, which could help improve asset liquidity. I recommend users who truly want to hold a decentralized, community-driven asset like Dcrd to check out getdcrd.now, where they can review the different places to buy Dcrd and self-custody it properly in their own wallet. Now looking at Politeia Proposals, Coin Alpha is renewing their year-long Dcrd Hummingbot miner liquidity campaign for DCR-USDT on Binance at a total cost of $52,800. The previous campaign successfully provided an average of $26,100 in liquidity within the 1% spread and generated $62,600 in average daily volume, 5.02% of total traded volume. The extension would distribute $800 in DCR weekly to incentivize market makers who provide tight spreads using their own capital, with platform fees of $300 per week at a 40% discount paid upfront and rewards paid quarterly to ensure the campaign continues and avoid interruptions that could reduce user participation. They've also submitted an identical proposal for DCR-USDT on MEXC, an exchange they recently integrated with. MEXC is less geofence compared to Binance, so it opens doors for new users who want to contribute liquidity to DCR-USDT. Dcrd is asking for 56,000 USD paid in Dcrd to build a complete inscriptions infrastructure for Dcrd, enabling on-chain data storage similar to Bitcoin ordinals. The project spans 7 milestones over 8 weeks, delivered by a 2-person team with prior UTXO inscription experience. It includes a non-custodial web wallet and browser extension which is already completed and available on the Google Store, an inscription indexer and marketplace for trading NFTs and JSON-based tokens, and 3 reference implementations demonstrating real-world use cases. An auction system, a prediction market, and Dcrd Land's GameFi platform. All code will be open source under the ISC license, with a goal of driving on-chain activity, attracting new users, and expanding Dcrd's utility beyond standard transactions while maintaining non-custodial, verifiable principles aligned with Dcrd's governance ethos. The 2 contributors working on this proposal have chosen to remain anonymous. You can check out their website at decreditinals.com to see more. The hardware wallet OneKey proposes full native Dcrd integration across its open source hardware and software wallet ecosystems for $180,000, addressing the current lack of modern, secure, multi-platform wallet options for Dcrd users. They want the integration to be delivered in 3 milestones over 8 months, website wallet integration of $40,000 by March 2026, full software wallet support across desktop, mobile, and web extension, and hardware wallet support for OneKey Pro, with 18 months of free maintenance included. OneKey brings significant user reach with nearly 1 million users across 166 countries, and backing from major investors including Binance Labs and Coinbase Ventures, positioning Dcrd alongside major assets in a security-audited open-source wallet platform. The Dcrd Vanguard proposal requests $65,000 for 2026 to fund the community-driven program where dedicated members promote Dcrd across social media, pursue exchange listings and ecosystem integrations, and operate public full nodes to strengthen network infrastructure. Vanguard functions as Dcrd's grassroots outreach force, with evangelists serving as knowledgeable advocates who amplify awareness, support regional communities like Brazil, China, and Africa, and actively seek partnership opportunities. In 2025, the program secured listings on nonkyc.io and Bitmart, launched 50+ geographically distributed full nodes, obtained Xgold verification for Dcrd's main account, and initiated integration discussions with Near Intents and multiple other exchanges. For 2026, Vanguard plans to continue its outreach efforts and test out Treasury-funded market makers on Bison Wallet to solve liquidity problems. We interviewed Buck, a developer on Bison Wallet.
I've never had issues with the atomic swaps, and I've done Bitcoin and the stable coins and even Litecoin. So it's completely stable, which is good.
Right. Yeah, and I don't think, I'm trying to remember if Coinbase is even on the latest release, but we also have Coinbase and MEXC as exchanges, and another mechanism for exchange, which we call multi-hop ARB, which allows us to make markets, allows market makers to make markets that don't have an exact match on the centralized exchange. So those are the things that we're testing on the back end right now. Those aren't going to make it into the V1.1 release branch. But on the next minor release, you will see some of these new features, as well as some neat things around like token bridging between networks.
But what kind of developers are you specifically looking for? If you could, give us some tips of what area they should be proficient in.
So again, what problem are we talking about? Some of the proposals I'm looking to open up are user interface stuff. So if you know someone who has a lot of experience with React, which is the framework we're switching to. If we're talking about some of the protocol stuff, market maker stuff, they need to be a good Go coder, and more importantly, they need to be interested in this problem. You know, I don't need just a guy who's written a lot of Go in the past. I need a guy who has an interest in markets and trading and atomic swap protocols and all of these, sort of things, and will stay engaged with the problem as they work through it. A lot of guys come in and they're like, I can do this and I can do this and I can do this. And I'm like, okay, we'll tackle this problem. And you can see they just fall off right away because they have no interest in the sort of problems that we're tackling. So it's there has to be a match there.
Phoenix Green created several new videos on the Dcrd ecosystem.
One of blockchain's most powerful promises is the removal of centralized planning and closed-door decision-making that affects entire communities without meaningful participation. In most modern systems, governance over rules, spending, and direction remains opaque and concentrated. Blockchain technology offers a path forward, where decision-making authority rests directly with coin holders rather than intermediaries. Dcrd distinguishes itself within the blockchain ecosystem through its protocol-level approach to on-chain governance, particularly in how it manages its treasury. Instead of relying on foundations, multi-signature committees, or informal off-chain coordination, Dcrd enables stakeholders to govern Treasury spending directly. This design ensures funding decisions are transparent, censorship-resistant, and verifiably aligned with the network's long-term interests. Importantly, decentralization in Dcrd extends beyond consensus and into capital allocation itself. At the core of this model is Dcrd's on-chain Treasury spending mechanism, which allows stakeholders to vote directly on how funds are deployed. Because this process is embedded in the blockchain protocol, it is trust-minimized, tamper-resistant, and fully auditable. The result is a self-sustaining ecosystem where development, research, and community initiatives are funded through collective decision-making rather than centralized control, representing one of the most mature governance systems in the blockchain space. By embedding governance directly into its protocol, Dcrd demonstrates that decentralized, transparent, and accountable treasury management is not only possible, but sustainable at scale.